I don't know. That was another crash. Hi Chris, hello Aaron. God blimey. That's what happens when you phone me. Don't phone me. I can't put it on busy, but I don't want it phoning me because it might crash the thing. That's done. Okay. Take 3. Ah, what a nightmare, eh? What a bloody nightmare. Just when you're getting up there as well. Never mind. Still, look on the bright side, right? On a positive note, what with all these crashes, hello again, Purple Fairy. The Royal Mint won't know which videos to watch, will they? They won't know which ones I'm saying what in, so we'll turn a negative issue into a positive note. That's what we'll do. Don't miss your appointment this week on the writing course. No, I have to go this week, 6 o'clock. Ian hiding on us. You are back live, John. I'll wait till the viewers get up to 30 on and have something to say regarding tomorrow. Okie dokie. I game for 10 minutes. Hello, Mark's British Coins. Nice to see everybody back. Thank you very much for that. That's very kind of you. Bit of a nightmare when it keeps happening. We're back. Right, I think you are so professional at this. You should definitely try Coin Jockey, and you really would be great at it, says Madeleine. Prince Disney Princess, hi, and what do you do to these lives? Maybe it's a secret Royal Mint spy. Yeah, let's get this stream back to 50, says John. Are you going to get any Panto 50p's, Ian? I don't think so, and I think they're Channel Islands. You have to wait and see. Do you need me?
Oh, I did notice on the list of the listings that are being done for coins that weren't released.
Yep.
We put the queue in there.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, at the sets. Because we'll still be able to get them sets, and there's 5 coins in the set, isn't there? So we're going to be releasing all 5. And they cost 25 quid a set, I think, if I remember rightly. Yeah, I put the queue up a £5, and I said that the queue may very well go up in price from there. Because as we're doing these coins, it all depends on what the coins cost us. So like when we do the snowman or the aviation, for example, well, not aviation, armistice, we could end up going in the realms of charging 50 or 60 quid or 80 quid a coin to those people that want to buy into it. But then it, you know, giving those coins away makes those coins worth that money the sooner you put them in, the minute you put them in circulation. So It swings and roundabouts, but I know that some of the coins we will struggle with from a price point of view.
We won't struggle, but some will be easier than others.
Yeah. But that's what we're looking at. And the other 5 coins and the other 5 coin set. And I also think they're going to bring out an EEC one, by the way. I think they're going to bring out dual date. And I think they've been crafty. Because they've put the Kew Gardens into a new set. They've put the D-Day, which is the old coin, large one, into a new set. So it's now the same size as a normal 50p, right? And I just think it's now only a matter of weeks or months, literally, before they go, oh, we're going to bring another 5 coin set out for the celebration of 50 years. And this one has got the dual date in it. That's what I think's coming. Otherwise, why would you not have put in a dual date already? There's no, it's 10 coins, right? There's no reason not to have put a dual date in there. A dual date is the obvious coin to put in, unless you're going to rinse it a bit more and make another set of 5. So that's what I think they'll do. And I think every single one of you are going to get ready for that, I reckon, without any advance notice or knowledge or anything like that. But it's just logic dictates that they are that greedy, they will bring out another set, and in that set will be the dual date. That's what I believe. Check his comments. I'd like to see like his CJ as well. Has anyone used the Metro Bank? What are they like for getting coins from, says Simon. I've got no idea, never even heard of them. What do we want? Lighty, when do we want him? Tomorrow, yes. Started something now, haven't you? Well, he did say he's got something to say, but we've got 3 watches to go before he's got something to say. So just hang on for that. In the meantime, it's 2:45. Have we had a voucher code? Which must be due a voucher code, Amy. And at £1.50 a go, win 150 quid to spend on anything you like. Can't be bad. Like he says, Ian, against my judgment, I will do tomorrow if no one else can, on one condition. We have to sell out 2 raffles today, the silver proof and the cufflinks. Well, that would be handy. I mean, that works for me on 2 levels. Number 1, we get the cufflinks and the thingy, the silver proof sold, and 1. And number 2, we get a guest CJ for tomorrow, which is really going to help me out because I'm going to be able to get on with the day tomorrow and get ready for leaving on Thursday. So, if you would really like Warren, he's doing this as a bit of a blackmail, I get it, and I appreciate it, thanks Warren, but it's still a bit of a blackmail for you. If you really want to see Warren doing the 5 hours tomorrow, then help him sell out those tickets. Use your points, use your vouchers. It ain't going to cost you much cash if you use the vouchers we give you every half an hour. Let's get them sold. And then we've got a new CJ for tomorrow, and that makes 3 CJs in 1 week. I reckon this is a winner. Another one of my best list ideas. New terminology have come up this morning with John. Coin jockeys, CJs. We've invented a new terminology. We've invented a new job that didn't exist before.
And how soon will coin jockey be in the concise Oxford Dictionary, do you think?
We don't care how long it will take before it gets in the dictionary. We're using it now. We don't care about anybody else. We're using it now. Coin jockeys rule. We'll get t-shirts made up with coin jockeys and Ian's bandits. Things like that. I'm a TGBCH bandit.
Where's all them yellow t-shirts you had at one point?
I know, I could do with them now, couldn't I? I told you, see, everything has a value at some point if you just hold on to it long enough. He's just reminded me, I had a couple of 100 yellow t-shirts. They would have been ideal to just test this water out and put something on them and that. And I gave them all away. Hello, John, says Chris. Hello, John, says Popcorn King.
Hello, boys.
Can you see you on there? I can't see.
Yeah, they can see me.
There you go.
I'm with my best mate.
He's with his best mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can.
I am with the lovely Casper, who loves his Uncle John. Don't you, mate?
Uncle John doesn't get on the video very often, do you, Uncle John?
No, because I do not like. How can I put this? I'm not exactly in love with my image, to be fair.
Hey.
In my head, I'm about 6 stone lighter and a lot younger, and a lot better looking than looking at that screen.
You got some good news, haven't you? You could tell him some good news.
About what?
He's got some great news, right? He's not one of them that sort of crows from the hilltops, is John, but he's got some great news, and I'll tell you for why. Because he's actually been in his mind planning for, as I have, because we talked about it at length. But everybody's been thinking he's going to pop his clogs at some point over the next 2 years because of the amount of the medication, the way it works, what they can't give him, what it does, what it don't do. And without getting into it, he's essentially had that doubled or trebled in the last week.
Okay, I can explain that. Yeah, I wasn't quite sure what you were referring to. I thought you might have been talking about the windfall I'm about to get.
No.
I don't know if you guys have seen that in the newspaper, but apparently the Prudential pension stroke annuity insurance, whatever you'd like to call them, have been fined 24 million by the FCA a matter of about a week or more ago. And it transpires that anybody that bought an annuity between 2008 and 2017 is likely to be due a payout, because they breached certain rules, of £6,300 per annuity. I bought 2. Happy days. But no, going to what Ian was just referring to, yeah, I now have, I initially had my treatment my immunotherapy treatment every 3 weeks, and as of a couple of months back, they doubled the dose, and I now have it every 6. Every 3 months I see my consultant. I also have a CT scan just prior to seeing her, so she can check what's going on every 3 months. And I went to see her last week, and a few things were very positive. First of all, although I started to question, because my therapy my treatment only lasts for 2 years. And that's only now 6-7 months away before it ends. So, as you can imagine, you start to get a little bit apprehensive and perhaps starting to ask questions, as opposed to in the beginning. I was just thankful when I got diagnosed in the April/May.
Yeah, that's the point. You didn't ask many questions, really.
No.
I mean, we were all just more excited about the fact that you were getting better and you were still alive, really.
You know, all I wanted to do when I was diagnosed was try and make the first Christmas. Well, I made that. Then I said to myself, right, I want to make my 65th birthday, which was June of this year. Clearly I made that. And everything was positive. I've been able to see my youngest daughter start university last month, which obviously if I'd not been around, I'd never got to see that, so that was brilliant. First one of my 4 kids to go. Any one of them should have got there, but they were like their dad, they didn't apply themselves properly, so they never made it effort-wise. But she's in there, she's going to be a nurse, bless her. I think she's been to the hospital so many times with me, I think that's what's persuaded her. But anyway, the consultant said to me last week that with the degree of reduction in the mass being 70% and maintaining that for the length of time it has, that I have every chance of being one of the 25% that will go on for another 4 years after the treatment ends, which is fantastic. She also told me that when she does lectures at university. The scans that she uses to demonstrate the difference that can occur between diagnosis and two CT scans later, after that would have been 6 months, so that would have been about 8 treatments. The scans she uses are mine.
Yeah, so you didn't know it. In other circles, John's famous.
I'm famous, but on asking the consultant whether or not I get a fee for that, she said no, and apparently when she does the lectures, neither does she. So I didn't get very far up with that. But yeah, great news is that I've been very, very lucky. And whereas, as you can appreciate, you can start to wonder when treatment, I think she said that most people do get anxious when they're approaching the end of their treatment. But she said the truth is, we don't know, but the truth is you could have one treatment. If it wakes up your immune system to do the job, that would be enough. But they don't know that, which is why you get 2 years worth. So yeah, there you are, onwards and upwards.
That's it.
Absolutely. I can carry on stroking my Caspian. Come on, mate. Ready?
Simon says, when you say dual date, do you mean the EC one from 92, 93? Yes, I do. That's the dual date. That's the Council of Ministers. It's not the presidency. Too many people, including Change Checker, including Check Your Change and other places, call it the presidency. It's not the presidency. It's the Council of Ministers is the 92, 93. The 1998 was a presidency. 92, 93 was a Council of Ministers. They may very well have been the presidency of the Council of Ministers, but it was the Council of Ministers. If they brought that out again, would that look silly with all the Brexit stuff? It could do, but I see it that they can't resist because it's just too greedy an opportunity to miss.
And we'll be out by the end of the month.
Put that in a set. And we'll be...
Brexit.
Oh yeah, we're supposed to be out by the end of the month.
So then that would give them the go-ahead to do it.
Great idea to sell t-shirts for bandits. Why can't John do a live? Because John's not really... He's not into this sort of thing, really. You know, he doesn't mind coming on bit by bit, but we're different animals in that respect.
I've run out of things to say. I can talk about...
Whereas I can talk the iron legs off a donkey.
Exactly. I can talk about my treatment because I know about my treatment. I can talk about my life, which is boring to say the least. I could go from 4 years of age right up to date, but it would bore the pants off everybody. What I can't talk about with any great degree of accuracy is coins. And the reason for that is because I've had an administrative role for that long.
We don't have to be. I don't talk about coins all the time. Hannah doesn't necessarily talk about coins all the time.
No, probably not.
Nor does
But
Steve.
when you get a question through from a subscriber about specific coins, I wouldn't have the answers.
Yeah, that's all we say. I mean, I do. They ask me questions, and I go, "That's above my pay grade." You know, we're not experienced at that. Me and you are experienced at a certain level, and certain things that we've been doing for 7 years. We've got no experience of silver proofs for 7 years and gold proofs, and and even any kind of proof coin, and and what's a peed fault and what's a this and what's a that. I mean, it goes right over our heads, doesn't it?
And the other thing is, of course, whoever asked the question, who was it?
Don't know.
No, it's gone.
Simon.
Yeah, Simon. The other reason I can't really do that is I get about 200 emails a day, and that's my job, dealing with those. So if I did one, then tomorrow I'd have to do 400, and I already pull my hair out as it is. So
yeah.
No, it's not practical for me to do that.
what I'm working towards is doing it so that me and John can maybe sit together on
Yeah,
a
that
couch.
would be nice. That would be nice.
Yeah, and something like that. We've talked about that a few times and try and set it up. We couldn't do it here because if John was sitting on the couch with me, the camera would need to be further away in order to see both of us, and then neither of us would be able to read the comments. So I don't know how we would do that, but we are, you know.
Well, when you get
we're looking at doing
a
it.
different device, when you get your new device, perhaps.
Yeah, then I get a new laptop, and also with work constraints being what they are. If John's got like 600 emails sitting in the bin waiting to be sorted and dealt with and answered, I could be asking him till the cows come home to come onto a live. He won't do it because he'd be like, no, I've got too many here to deal with. So if we get down to, once he gets back down to 0 again, we'll have a look at doing that. But yeah, we'll mix it up a bit. When we get into the office environment, you know, I want to have a couple of cameras set up there. I think it'd be great.
Actually, it would be, thinking about it, because obviously a lot of the emails I get are repetitive.
Yeah.
I.e., you know, the answer to person A's inquiry is pretty similar, if not exactly an image of what other people ask, like when we get delays on delivery and so on and so forth. So it would be handy actually, because it's provided that you guys, the subscribers, couldn't see the screen. If I was just to read to you what the email says, that would negate the need for any of these guys to ask me the same question, because they'd know straight away in advance.
Yeah. Yeah, that sort of thing works.
Which would obviously, therefore, by definition, lower the number of
Lower
emails.
the number of emails, yeah. With me talking to him about explaining to him the postage situation and everything.
Yeah, that lowers the number.
That lowers the number, yeah.
Our problem, of course, is, unfortunately, not all of our thousands of customers tune in. Be nice if they did, because I probably wouldn't get hardly any, if any, emails then, and I could go on and do something different.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the fact is that obviously most of the emails come through from people that have work commitments and can't come on like you guys, which is unfortunate, because we'd love to have lots and lots more of you on every day.
Yeah, it would be better.
Wouldn't we, Casper? You may even dress up for the occasion, eh? Would you dress up for it and dance stuff?
What sort of jokes does John like? We're not. We don't do many jokes between each other.
No, that's because
I'm too busy.
Yeah. No,
you know, I ain't got time for it.
Let's be fair. You're not a joke person.
I'm not. No, I'd be a great straight man. If I was in a comedy act, I would be the straight man. I wouldn't be the funny man, because I'd just keep a straight face. I might be laughing inside, but you'd never know it outside, because my Fran calls me a monolith. Is what she calls him. Purple Fairy says, "Nice one, John. Awesome news." In fact, loads and loads of people are saying awesome news, which is great.
Brilliant. Thanks, guys.
When are the volunteers for the Gruffalo being picked? Just curious. As it happens, nowish, because we need to communicate. John doesn't know yet because I haven't had a chance to talk to him. We have to organise, find out who the numbers are between me and you. We've got to have this chat sometime.
With the Peter Rabbits?
Yeah, find out which ones we're waiting for.
There's only one way I can know that. I need the list of those that have sent theirs in.
And then, can you get those stickers off the map, or do we go and buy another map?
No, we've got to buy another one.
Well, ask Kelly to buy another map then.
Yeah.
And then we're going to start. And within a couple of weeks of now, all of the packaging that's been bought, all of the Gruffalo coins that have been bought, all of the volunteers that come on board will get the coins within the next couple of weeks. So, yeah, we're ready to go on that.
Yeah.
I'm just in the process of doing a rules video, so I'm going to put a video up later. It'll only be a short one, and it will cover all the different rules, the things that I want you to do. There's going to be a couple of subtle changes. And the reason there's going to be a couple of subtle changes is because I really think we can do a little... We did marvellous, but I think we can do better. I really do. And I like to push the boundaries a bit. I really think we can do better. We can do a little bit more good. and I just need to have a little think, cup of tea, and
Can I,
come up with that. Yeah.
can you turn it round then?
Hang on, hold that thought. Let me just check these comments. Will you answer emails when you have read them? He won't answer every email for the Gruffalo volunteers.
No, that's what I want. There's two things I'd like to
But let him
explain.
just explain a couple of things. Hello, Polly. Nice to see you. Glad we've got a new person dropping in. Make Polly feel welcome. It's 3 o'clock coming up. So John's going to have a little word, and then we're going to use Polly in a very nice way, and we'll use Polly as a word to welcome Polly to the group. We'll use Polly Cox as our word in a minute after John's had a word with you to win 50 quid.
Hello again. This is getting a habit. Two things with regards to sending in emails to distribute the Gruffalo next, and obviously all the rest to follow. Here's what I do. When you send in a email offering your services, which is gratefully received and greatly appreciated, I put that email immediately into a separate mail folder. I really just don't have the time to respond to say thanks very much, we put it in a file, and explain it all. But rest assured, if you sent an email in, and the only people that can email in are you guys, because the only prompt we've ever done to ask people is through the live stream. So rest assured, if you sent an email in, even for Peter Rabbit, if you didn't get on the Peter Rabbit list, you're still in the folder, which means to me, you're there and available come the time, if we need you, if you're next, whatever, to do the Gruffalo. So that's the first thing. I really don't have time. I will be perfectly honest and tell you that yesterday, for the first time, I did answer somebody. And I can't remember who it was. I think it might have been Warren, actually. Might have been Lay. But I did answer him because obviously he's getting heavily involved in, somebody anyway, heavily involved in what we're doing, and, which again, we're really grateful for. So I did do him the courtesy, but if you can imagine, I've had quite a few, to say the least. But honestly, if you've emailed in to be a distributor, you've not been discarded at all. You just didn't perhaps make the first one, or I haven't answered on the Gruffalo. That's the first point. Second point I'd like to make is that I get a lot of people that do write in offering their services, stating such things as, I'm a long distance lorry driver, I live in, I don't know, London, but I go Glasgow, Manchester, whatever. A lot of people saying that they could do a much wider area than where they live. With the greatest of respect, we don't want that. Because when I pick somebody that's in, let's say, I don't know, think of somewhere, John, quick.
Colchester.
Huh?
Colchester.
Right, if I pick somebody that's in Colchester, lives in Colchester,
And drives to London.
I'd like them to distribute in Colchester, because what I'm going to do is anyone else who tells me that they live in Colchester, and we've already got Colchester, I'm not going to pick them, I'm going to leave them until next time, if you get me. So, whilst I completely understand why someone would say I can do Area 2, Area 3, Area 4, other than where I live, for all you know, I may have someone in those areas.
So what you're saying is that's a bit counterproductive then. They think they're doing us a favour.
They actually think they're doing us a favour,
but
and I
they're
get
actually
that.
messing your thing up because
Yeah,
you might
because
have
I've
given it
already
to someone on
allocated
that
that
route.
area.
Yeah, yeah.
So, what I would ask you guys is, if you put your name forward, sorry, I'll just let the dog out. If you put your name forward for the area in which you live, it would be a case of spreading the distribution far more equally throughout the UK if you stick to, within reason, your area. I mean, there'll be nothing wrong with going you know, up to 10 miles radius of where of your home. But probably no further than that, because like I say, what you could inadvertently be doing is duplicating an area, because we've already got someone there. So, yeah. But please, if you haven't emailed in already, and you are interested, then please send them in, because as you can imagine, we're now I'm not quite sure, you could verify this for me in a second, Ian, but
Yeah.
we only needed 40 people last time, we got about over 100. So I picked the 40 people to distribute as evenly across the UK as I could. Like I said, if you haven't been picked for the Peter Rabbit, you're still in there. You're still in there. But we're now talking this time, possibly 200. Is that how many? Or is it 100? Or?
No, it's going to be 45 volunteers this time.
Oh, 45.
It's the next one that's going to be 200 volunteers we need for every coin after that, after
Right.
this one.
Okay. So for this one then, it will be a matter of me making specific selection again, because I'm sure that we've got more than 45 people by far. But when the next one comes along and 200 are required, that's a different kettle of fish. And it may well be, we will be forced at that point to say, okay, person A comes from Colchester, person Z comes from Colchester, but I've only got 200 people. So if that means 2 lots are in Colchester, then 2 lots are in Colchester. If one of those at that point, if one of those guys is prepared to drive off a bit, you know, to a different area, in that scenario, that's ideal.
But you don't want them doing
But
that
I
unless
don't
you
want them
actually
doing it
tell them
now
they
unless
can.
we tell you,
Yeah.
you know, it's a free-for-all kind of thing. And with 200 distributors, if you think about it, if I could get them from their home location as widespread as good as we can get it, and you then go off into various, that's probably the best distribution, even distribution that we'll ever achieve, which would be great. And that's all I needed to say.
Got it?
Right, I'll go back to work now, folks.
All right, you go back to work. No, I meant for the missing items emails. Let me just have a little look. Find your earlier one. Can't seem to find it, Purple Fairy. What you said. Will you answer emails when you have read them? But she was referring to from. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, Purple Fairy. He will answer every single email for that. He's only referring to people emailing in to be agents and to put the coins out. But no, if somebody emails in, if any of you email in and you haven't had a response back within 7 days, and I say 7 days just to allow for times where he does get overloaded, you know, and he's not the healthiest bloke on the block either, as you know. So if you haven't had a response within 7 days, email again. And to make sure. But yeah, he does answer every single one. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What did I say? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That means we need, if one's going to do it, 12, 13, 14. We need a moderator. 15, 16. Can't moderate himself. 17, 18, 19, 20. He's going to need a moderator. And if one's going to do tomorrow for us, he's going to need a moderator. So, are there any people on that that know that they're going to be on tomorrow that could support Warren from a moderating point of view? Amy will be on the back office end, She will be there every day anyway, so she's there to support him. Andrew's moderating tomorrow. That's good. Brilliant stuff. How do you get the video? The video for me putting it up, the video for me, I'm going to put up the rules in a bit, but I haven't done it yet because I'm doing a bloody live. I might even be able to do it while I'm doing the live, we'll see. Let's finish one job after a time. Every job I do takes me 10 times longer. Stevie B will be on. Okay, so it's time then, isn't it? We owe a £50, do we? Do we owe a £50? Is it time, Amy? So everybody write to welcome Polly into our little community. Everybody write Polly Cox. Polly Cox. That's the biggest shout out she could get. You write it too, Polly Cox. This is a draw for 50 quid. And if you're not a customer of ours already, if you win, we'll tell you how to be a customer, but you should be a customer before you win. Go over to www.thegreatbritishcoinhunt.com, buy something. You don't have to use any money. Use the voucher code FIVER and you're a customer. And they will tell you all about it. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12, 13. And if you'd like to support Warren for tomorrow, please go in and buy those raffle tickets. Let's get them all sold. He's holding you to ransom with the sale of the raffle tickets in order to come on tomorrow, so we could do with getting them all sold. Right, that's a load of these all done, ready to be numbered and signed. That's part of the job done. It's taken me 2 days to do that. And of course we put change checker packaging in the packaging listings. There's no guarantees it's going to be change checker packaging. It might be raw mint packaging, if that's what we decide to rip up. So there's always that as well. And does Rum need a bit of coaching how we do things? He might do. Yeah. Little message to Rum if you're watching. Several of your messages have been deleted, which means the moderators are not liking what you're putting. That means you're not paying attention to what these videos are about. So just sit back, have a cup of tea, and just watch. Watch, listen to me talk, watch the people's comments, and then you'll get an idea of what it's all about. And if it's not for you, move on. Dragon Lords bought 3 more of the silver proof tickets, taking me to the max, and 3 for the 150 points tickets. he is on a timeout. Next one is a ban. Hopefully we won't ban your rum, so you're on a timeout at the moment. So if you're watching, pay attention. Please don't get yourself barred. If you get yourself barred, if they bar you, they bar you. You know, to me that's a bit silly, but you'd be surprised how many people have been barred, and it is a bit daft, really. Well, especially when no one wants to bar them in the first place. People do get a bit silly sometimes. That needs to go in the recycling. I guess no one wants your shirt, Ian. Either that or you bid too quick. You went in too high too quick. So if you'd have started off at £2, then just let it go up and up and up and up, and then go in at the last minute and go, well, never mind. It only reached the tenner. I'm going to give you 30 anyway. But we're in at 30. Does the shirt come with the dolphin still attached? I don't see why not, as it happens. So I'll tell you why, shall I have, it's no great secret, it hurts a little bit, but sometimes these things are good to get out there. I have 5 children, and I have, out of the 5 children I've got, I have a boy and a girl with the partner that I was with before I met Fran, and me and that partner split up. And when me and that partner split up, that partner said to me, vowed that as long as you are with Fran, as long as you two are together, you're never going to see your kids. And to her credit, she kept her word, and she made sure that from that day onwards, I never saw them again, and they were around about, there's only about a year, 18 months between them, the two of them, I won't say the names, but my boy was, he was about a year-ish, and she's about 2, something like that. And anyway, I was told I'd never see him again. So from that day to this, I wear a badge on the collar or on this side of every shirt that I wear. It's very rare you see me without a badge. It's always a badge, and I used to do it specifically on my collar. I used to wear it there. And I used to wear it because it was something to remind me of my children every single day of the week, and if I didn't have a badge on, it would make me go and find a badge, and that making me go and find a badge makes me think about the 2 children that I'm not allowed to see, and mind thing with myself, you know. So that sort of went on and went on and went on and went on over the years, and I've always done it, and I've never took a badge off. But now, why would I be willing to give my badges up? Quite simply because I said that, and I told them that, you know, they were restricted, we were restricted from seeing each other until they were 16 years old. That's what the court said. The court said I could, once they were 16, I could see them, but I wasn't allowed to see them until they was 16. So, so I wore the badge every day because of that on every shirt that I've ever worn. And not just this badge, I have a collection of badges. I then went on a mission of buying and collecting pin badges. Just if I see a different one, a charity one, there's always charity ones really, and if I see I don't buy them, I just buy the charity ones. And then I started building up a collection of those, as I have done over the years, so that I've got different badges to wear on different shirts. And there was a time when I was able to get some communication towards the pair of them, and what I've always maintained is I've been not allowed to see you until you're 16 years old. That choice was taken away from me. I have had no choice in that, and you've had no choice in that. But the moment you turn 16, nobody can tell you what to do. It's your choice then. You do what you like. And unfortunately, the living in hope of when they get 16 they'll want to know me, it'll be alright, you know, living in that sort of dream and hope doesn't work out. doesn't work out. If a parent loses contact with a child, the child grows up, they don't want to know, and you can't blame the child for that, because over the years they would have been given so much brainwashing about how bad that parent was. When we all know, everybody knows, was I a bad parent? Yes, absolutely. I'll be the first person to say I was a bad parent to all of my children. Could I change? If I could change it, I would, but I can't. So you just deal with that, don't you? You deal with it the only way you can deal with it. And good or bad, I deal with these sorts of things in my own way. That was my way of dealing with it. I just wear that every day. But that said, the reasons and stuff as to why I wear them doesn't change anymore. So there's no point in me keeping them anymore, and there's no real point in me wearing them anymore, because they long past 16 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, something like that, longer. So no point. So yeah, the badge can go with it. You know, and if I ever become famous, like you seem to think I will be, then the badge might be worth something too one day. Maybe one of my children would go, oh, no, I know the history behind that. Well, they don't know the history behind the badges, but maybe they'll know one day. And if they do, they might want to buy the badge. Never know. But yeah, that's what it's all about anyway. Yeah, Aaron Sack, if you text me your details, I will then give, if you text me your details, I will then send them to Amy. What happened there? Chris went to £31 and Lorna, bloody hell, Lorna's not messing about. She went to 35 quid. Thank you, Purple Fairy, very kind. Not doing it. Thanks, Aaron, that just came in time. Apologies, can't even look at the screen. Please excuse me for a second. Someone do a cup of tea in a minute, please. Anyone will do.
Everyone is busy.
I know. I appreciate it very much. Thanks. Sorry about that. Sometimes just gets you. I keep saying I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to blab. It's not happening, and then it does. You know. We all have things like that, don't we? And I don't think I'm any different to any of you, to be honest. Can't see. But now you're here. You can't, I can see. Can't see. Yeah. I was just filling up a minute ago, that's all. Got talking, and then I ended up talking about the kids. But I don't see the badge. What was the badge for? They asked me what the badge was for. And it was difficult to explain what the badge was for without remembering, and then of course, it's all going off. That's been done, Aaron. Right, so where was we? So let's have a little look back here. We're getting a cuppa.
Hello. Hello. Hello, Ghostbusters. Hello. Put my gay away. Let me see it.
I can't read them. I can't read them out loud. Sorry. Funny thing is about live, you can't switch it off. You can't just switch it off. You can't switch it off and go, I'll come back to it in a minute. You're doing it, aren't you? But I can't read those comments. I'm sorry. I mean, I will after to myself, but can't read about that. Pardon me. Anyway, so that's the story, and that's why I wear them. But, and you know, I saw that comment. Don't apologise for asking. I didn't know that was going to come out either. You know, and you never know when you start talking about something how you're going to get upset or not, or whether you're going to blab or not. And sometimes talking about certain things, well, you know, it can bring things back to you a bit more either. That's all. I mean, at the end of the day, I often say it. I think we get what we deserve in this life. and you just mustn't grumble. You got to get on. You can't let it get you down. You got to get on. There's things you got to do. You know, you got to have a life. Thank you, babes. And you choose your life, don't you? I chose mine. And I knew that risk when I chose the life that I chose. Because that's what I was told. You know, for as long as you're together, you're never going to see them. And we've been together 20 years, so I haven't seen them for 20 years. No, it wasn't your fault. I mean, we'd already split up by the time me and Frank got together, so it wasn't Frank's fault in any way, shape or form. It's not like she was the other woman and we had an affair. We'd been split up for ages. We'd been in separate houses for ages. Just, you know, anyway. You don't want to hear about all of that. So, all of that only came about because, was it Chris asked if the badge come with a shirt? So, yeah, because it don't matter anymore. I don't need to wear them for that reason anymore. They're grown up now. You know, if they want to come and see me, they come and see me. If they don't, they don't. That has to be their decision. We can only decide for ourselves, right? You know, it's not for us to decide for somebody else. Anyway, so we had a winner, Aaron. Got texted, that's in your account, Aaron. That's all sorted. Thanks very much for all the nice comments. Can't read them though. Yeah, don't read them, not for a minute, not till you start to get onto another subject. Where are we? What's the time? Blimey, Ian, we're all blubbing with you now, got a spare tissue, he says. Let's get away from it, right? Change your subject. Bit of money. Set of these. Auction them off. And this is going to go for Casper and Hector's friends, right? So there's a set here. There's a couple of £100 worth here. I don't know. Warren, go and have a look how much these are on the site, would you, Warren or Amy? There's a set of 6. And they are... I can't see, but they're the shop themes, right? There's a set of 6. So you've got the Harbour Rock shop. I think they're about £40 each, but I'm not sure. Garden Centre shop. These are all oldie worldy ones. Right, that one there. Cox Robinson. Well, I want to get away from all them nice comments. Too many nice comments. Doing my head in. You're going to make me blub, and I can't read them. We've got a nice oldie worldy bookshop. And Aladdin's Antiques. So set of 6 there. Bidding £2 at a time. That's all I wanted to bid. £2 at a time. Let's just get it away from all the blubbing, right? £2 at a time, set of 6. I think they're worth around. Thank you, Hannah. I think they're in the region of about 40-50 quid each or something like that on the side. You know, something like that.
I'll leave this over here for you.
Yeah. Right. And we've got Angela Glover going in at £10. And I don't care what price they sell for, because I'm donating that to their friends. So it doesn't matter what they sell for. What matters to the winner is that you add these to your insurance, and I would put these on your insurance at around the 400 to 500 quid a set. Why that much? Because believe me, if you had a flood or a fire in your house and I haven't got any of these left, you ain't going to get a set of these for less than 400 or 500 quid or more. And if insurance wise you have to, you know, they insure you for new for old, don't they? So they replace it. Well, you can't replace it if you can't buy it. So you're going to be looking at a serious amount of money to ever replace them once I've sold out of them. I'm the only person in the world that's got them. So anyway, that's that, right, for their friends. So you can have a little bid on that. I'm going to go over there and have a little smoke. You can just bid on that and watch my empty couch.
We'll try and get Casper
Or,
over there.
does that work? No, probably don't work. Casper, come and sit here for a minute.
Keep everybody happy. Go on.
Come on, here. That's it. You sit there for a minute. Sit.
Lay down.
Yeah. Good boy. And you just keep everybody happy.
Stay. No. Come here. Come on. Yes. Good boy. Lay down. Come on, lay down. Yeah, I know. He just
Wrong
wants to
side,
play.
isn't
I know. He just wants to play.
Sit. Sit.
Lay down.
Good boy. Down.
Lay down.
Down. Here. He thinks we're playing, that's why. It's unusual I give him my chair in the day. Come on. Down. Good boy. There you are. Yeah, stay there minutes. Stay there minutes while they raise some money for you.
Stay. Good boy. You don't like the fame and fortune? Have you been blubbing much today then?
No, just then.
Just when I walked in.
Just when you walked in. We got onto that subject really. Patience, it will come. One day, one day. Yeah, okay, I'm back. I'm back and I'm sorted and I've had my cup of tea. Sorry to leave you with an empty screen. Oh, pardon me. Right, so how are we doing? But without a name, it is hard. I tell you what to do. Search shops or shop. Go to our site and search the word shop. That's all you got to do. Search the word shop or shops, and it will come up with the pictures. It will come up with anything with the word shops in the item title, and you should see the pictures. I wouldn't have put the artist's name, I don't think, but I did put something like Oldie Worldy Pictures or something like that. What's the hotel in Cardiff called, Ian?
Alan Percy Walker.
Ah, pardon me, it's Alan Percy Walker. Polly Cox just became a customer. Good for you, Polly. And you can use that voucher code to buy something. Oh, there's another voucher code for you, by the way. TUES 4330. TUES 4330. Go and use it on some raffles or a coin or anything that you want. You can use that for. And if you're not, you're new with us, Polly. So what that means is those voucher codes that we give out, you can use that. At the moment, they're £3 off when you spend £4 or more. Every half an hour we give one out whilst we're on the live, and somebody on the live wins £50 every hour, and somebody on our database wins £50 every hour. And the database one is your order number is your free raffle ticket. So the more orders you've got with us, the more free raffle tickets you've got with us. And also every month, oh, we haven't pulled a £1,000 winner this month, have we? We haven't pulled a £1,000 winner this month. We've got to pull a £1,000 winner. We should have drawn one on the first, and I forgot about that. So I'll sort that out with Amy. We'll sort that out this week or something. But we have got, yeah, because we're going to do that each month, aren't we? And I forget some of these things. More videos coming in for the Peter Rabbit. Thanks, Francesca. So, right, get back to a bit of fighting fit spirit, Ian. So, I have had some of you, oh yeah, you're going to find out what the picture was. So, if you go and search shops or something like that. In fact, the names of these shops will be in the title, so you can actually find one by looking for Aladdin Antiques. Oh, Alan Percy Walker, that's right. So you might also find it under Alan Percy Walker. Crispy is 1,000 or 1 times 2 times 250. Oh yeah, you're right, Chris. Well done. Well done, and we're going to do it today. Why not? We'll do it today because we're overdue. So we'll do that today. So, pardon me, excuse me sniffing. That's disgusting. So, what we're giving away is Chris is quite right. He's reminded me now. It's £1,000 we're giving away every month, and every month £500 worth of points is going to one winner, and 2 people are winning £250 of points each, and that's going to be done on a free raffle. And the raffle for that is your raffle ticket is your item, is your order number. So the more order numbers you've got in the bin, the more chances you've got of winning every hour, Monday to Friday, and the more chance you've got of winning the big one every month. Got it? There are 30 tickets left for the silver proof, 11 for the Gruffalo, and 70 left for the 15,000 points, which is worth 150 quid. So for £1.50 you can win a £150 voucher. Alright? So hopefully that explains all of those things. And did somebody find these? Somebody find out how much they are? So search Percy, search Walker. No Alan Percy Walker on the site. Really? Somebody did buy these on that weekend that I did. Somebody found them. Search the word Cox, C-O-X. Cox Robinson Limited. Search the word Cox. Or search Dormans, D-O-R-M-A-N-S. Search those. Okay, Mr. Belfast, see you later, mate. And did we, before you go, Belfast, did we do the draw for Polly? Forgot if I did that. Did we do that? We did do that. Did we have a winner for that? We must have done. So we're not behind on anything, no. So while someone's looking, we've still got the bidding going on for my shirt. We've still got, we're up to 35 quid, I think, which is mental. And a big kiss for Lorna, because she's been there from the beginning. She's decided she wants it from the beginning. On the one hand, I hope it goes to Lorna, because she's wanted it from the moment we opened at 12 o'clock. But on the other hand, obviously, I want it to fetch the most it does, because it's going to go towards Casper and Hector's friends. Cox print, old and new masters, 14.95. No, that's the wrong one. Okay. Well, they were in the sort of 50 to 75 quid mark, is the price that I remember. Anyway, 40. I mean, I've reduced the price down, but used to sell them at a higher price, if you see what I mean. Suzanne says, very important question. Suzanne says, can you use your points to buy the ephemera or the advance orders for the coins like Stephen Hawking, etc.? Of course you can. You can use your points to buy anything apart from, you can't use your points to buy an investment, you can't use vouchers to buy an investment, and you can't use points or vouchers to buy into the Royal Mint Legal Action Fund. Those are the two things you can't use points or vouchers for. Other than that, you're free to use your points and vouchers on anything. So if you want to get the ephemera for the packets for any of the coins we're going to release, if you want to get any of the coins with the certificate of authenticity or letter of provenance, you can get those too. You can get anything you like. And so I'll cover a question while we're doing that. I'll cover a question that I was asked, which is, excuse me, why is it that you open up so much? People ask me that all the time. Why do you open up so much? Why are you giving so much information away on the live? And why are you talking about so much personal stuff on the live? And I'll tell you why. There's very little that I do that has no, and I'm honest about it, there's very little that I do that has no ulterior motive, unless I do something and tell you I'm doing this, there is no ulterior motive. And the ulterior motive behind why I'm so open about my past, about personal stuff, it's quite simple, really. I've got Asperger's, right? I've said this several times. And I have an Asperger's thing where I'm not, you know, if any of you saw the film Rain Man, right, the character that was in Rain Man, I'm not that kind of Asperger's, you know, where he sort of recognises and remembers every number going out of a card deck or things like that. I haven't got that kind of a facility in my brain. My brain works in a way that I see things that other people don't necessarily see. I see ways of abusing something, I always see ways of manipulating something, I see making connections. You can call it whatever terminology you like, really, but I see those connections, and I see those connections a lot in advance, a bit like foresight, what we class as foresight, you know. And hindsight, when you look back in hindsight and you think, oh yeah, I did that and I did that and I did that, of course that was going to happen when you look back on it. Well, sometimes I see that with foresight and I think, well, if that happens and that happens and that happens, well, that is going to happen. If those things happen, that's going to be the end result. One of the end results I'm at war with Change Checker, 288 Group, Ian Glenn and the Royal Mint. There's no other way of putting that. I am literally at war with them. And it's a war that I don't want to lose. But it's a war that I know is going to bring out, if and when we go to court, every horrible, pleasant, whatever bit of my past, it's going to come out. When they start writing about it and they start doing the newspaper stories and all the rest of it, they're going to talk about the fact that Ian went to prison. They're going to talk about the fact that Ian's letter of authenticity is a load of old garbage that he printed off his own computer. So if I take the mickey out of my own letter of authenticity, if I take the mickey out of the collectible product that we've all invented, you and me, and take the mickey out of it myself and call it a farce, then nobody else can call me a farce. If I tell you that I went to prison and I went to prison and why I went to prison, then there's not going to be any shock to you the fact that I ever went to prison and someone's talking about it. If I talk to you about the fact that I've not seen two of my children in more years than I can actually remember, then nobody else can damage me with that information. So I figure the only way that I can beat 288 Group and the Royal Mint together fighting 5 companies at the same time, I figure the only way I can do that is if I bare my soul and be completely honest all the way through. If someone's got a problem and we have a problem with a delivery, I'll be honest about it. If we've messed up on a delivery, I'll be honest about that and say that's our fault. If I've done something in my past that wasn't right or whatever, I'll hold my hands up and go, yeah, I did that, and this is why I did it, right or wrong. I'm ashamed of certain things that have happened in my past, and there's things of my past that I'm proud of. Just like everybody, there's things in my past that I'm not proud of. But I'll discuss that. I'll say it first. Before anybody else has a chance, before anybody else even thinks of using those bullets against me, I'll take those bullets out and I'll chuck them up in the air and I'll use them myself. So they ain't going to do me no damage whatsoever. There is absolutely nothing that any of those 5 companies can do or say that is going to affect me one little bit. There's no private rubbish they can throw at me, there's no stuff they can get out in the newspapers, nothing that I'm frightened of. Nothing whatsoever. There's not a skeleton in my cupboard that I will not deal with if it comes to it. Because all of this is far too important to me and it takes precedence. And so that's the real reason why, that's the ulterior motive as to why I would be stupid enough to bare my soul and open up the way that I do, because I know, absolute know, like I can see it. I can see it like a, I don't know, like if you write 2 and 2 on a piece of paper and you write an equal sign next to it, you absolutely know that what you've got to put in there is number 4, you know it. Do you know what I mean? And I can see it, and I know that it's going to be used against me, so I'll use it first. And then all them bullets, they're just nothing but blanks. That's how I look at it. So right or wrongly, that's my way of dealing with the fight. There's things that people can throw at me and they're going to have no effect whatsoever because I've already dealt with them. And I've dealt with it honestly, and I've dealt with it with you. You know. So that's the reason why I don't mind. And I'm being as open as what I am. So none of it can ever be used against me. Chris Spree says, Ian, right back at the start, I did use points to put in the Royal Mint Fund. Yeah, I know, Chris, and I covered that. That's fine. But I do tell people now that they can't. Warren loves his cufflinks. Can't find the new Paddington coins on your site. Are you selling them? We have got Cathedral and Tower listed, but we have had our delivery messed about with John for the Cathedral and Tower in the packaging. First time we've got the coins out in circulation before we've got our order, but we're working on it. Lorna says we all have a past. Indeed we do. We all have a past. And all of us have done things we're not particularly proud of. You know, so I know I'm no different to anybody else. I always say to people, you know, especially if I get into any kind of an argument about that kind of thing, I always come up with the same fighting talk, if you like, which is, you know, as far as I'm aware, you're not related to Jesus, and I'm not related to Jesus, and Jesus was about the only person that's supposed to have been on this planet that's perfect. So none of us are. We all got our own inherent traits. We've all told fibs. We've all done things that we don't want to do or we're not proud of doing. You know, it's just a question of how people deal with it, I think. If you deal with your mistakes in the best way that you can, then that's all you can do, isn't it? Just do your best. Which is same as you can do with work. We learn by our mistakes and it makes us stronger and better for it. Yep, I absolutely agree with that, Warren. Right, so let's have, let me just blow my nose a sec. Sorry, beg pardon. Oh yeah, that's what I was going to look at. The hotel. Try and find out, what hotel am I staying at? Hotel. So many flipping folders in my phone. Wow. Raw Mint, where are you? Raw Mint, there we go. Here's the confirmation. It's the Premier Inn. Meet up with somebody on Thursday night. Going to meet up with somebody here for a pint on Thursday night. Fran thinks if by putting it over here, like 2,000 people are going to turn up. Do you know what I mean? So it's the Premier Inn in Lantrisant. That's spelled L-L-A-N-T-R-I-S-A-N-T, Lantrisant, Premier Inn. And have I got an address? If you can see it, that's the address. It's a bit weird to write out. But maybe if you copy that postcode down, which is CF72 8LL. So that's where I'm going to be Thursday night. And Friday and Saturday I'm going to be there meeting obviously the other coin tubers. But Thursday night I shall be Billy No Makes. So I will be grateful if, regardless of one person or 2,000 people turn up and have a pint of Guinness. Well, I can only have a couple of pints of Guinness because of my issues. I don't get drunk anymore. But yeah, it'd be lovely. Ian, do you want to end the auction for the Prince? It is £60 with Chris Dyer. Absolutely. I'm absolutely over the moon with that. Thank you, Chris. I'm buying, yeah. Chris Dyer says 2001 people will be turning up, Fran. Because he's coming. Yeah, I'm absolutely straight on with that. I'm buying. It's a famous hotel, says Purple Fairy. Coin cupboard, Andy's cupboard, stayed there. Yeah, and he's going to be there as well, I think. I think Andy in the cupboard's going to be there, Bungle's going to be there, Christopher Collects is going to be there, Caledonian Coins, My Family Collects, Dean, Scott, 6, 7, me, 8. So there's going to be a few there. Purple Fairy's jealous. Well, maybe you can come another time. I'd like to go a couple of times actually. Chris says, haha, Ian, you're a butcher of Welsh pronunciation. I should know I'm a man of Kent who ended up in North Wales. Yeah, I probably wouldn't win any awards from a Welsh person the way I talk about it. I am actually part Welsh. Llewellyn is my grandparents' name, one of my grandparents, my mum's dad. Warren says, Angela, there will be a blacked out car arriving with men in suits and shades and they will kidnap Ian for the royal. Could you imagine something like that? A van turning up, people jumping out and putting. Yeah, I think, you know, let's not let our imaginations run away with us. This is England after all. That sort of thing happens in America, it doesn't happen in England. They're a little bit more reserved in England. They're a little bit more toffee-nosed about it. They seem to think that because they're part of the aristocracy and because they're part of the old boys network that that's enough, you know. And the oiks should be kept in their place. But then, you know, that's been the case for hundreds of years. Keep the working class in their place, but at the same time we must educate them. And then they wonder why, after getting the education, the working class sit up and go, hang on a minute, we're educated now, and you've taught us, and you've educated us to the fact that we don't like the position we're in. We want to change it. Yeah. It's all right.
See you tomorrow.
Are you off? See you tomorrow, Kelly, thank you. Oh, Kelly.
Yeah.
It's Wednesday tomorrow.
Yeah.
Mackie D breakfast.
Logan might want to do it.
Who's doing the breakfast, Logan?
What?
Who's doing the breakfast?
I don't know.
We have to sort it out with Kelly before she goes.
Haven't you had enough breakfast?
No, I need a McDonald's breakfast tomorrow. You have to keep me strong, or they'll tell you off.
I'll talk to you about that later.
All right. Take that for me, please.
You're so rude today.
Rude? I'm not being rude.
It was like demanding me making tea and all that.
I said please.
You didn't have enough time to do it.
You ask them to make you a cup of tea and they think you're demanding.
Where are you going?
I'm in your.
Just receipts.
I'm in your
Logan.
camp, Logan.
Yeah.
Just receipts. Yeah, so where was we? Oh yeah, we're going to make Chris the winner. Chris Dyer. Excuse me a second. Hello, Ian speaking. Oh, hello. Okay. No, don't go for it now. Okie dokie. Yeah, that sounds good to me. I do need to have a chat to you though, but now's not a good time because I'm in the middle of a live. But I do need to have a chat to you. So, give me a ring back after 6, say between 6 and 7, just for a quickie, if you're available. If not, tomorrow morning is fine, say between 11 and 12. Yeah? Yeah, tonight or tomorrow morning. Alright, lovely. Just a few, I just need to talk to you about it and see, I don't know what to do, so we'll have a little chat. Alright mate, thank you. Alright then. Bye. Right, so I believe, oh look at that, Chris has paid, thank you Chris. Right, so that's Chris's, well done Chris. You will be delighted with those. And I'll just tell them to put a note on it. Would you mind putting a little note on this? Chris Dyer.
Oh.
He's just walking.
Oh.
No, Oh no, special, absolutely special. And put a piece of paper between each print, please. Okay. There we go. Okay, that's that. What else was we going to cover? We've covered the coin jockeys. Disney Princess says, cool, I really want to go to the Royal Mint Experience. Who's thinking of going? Well, we'll put another one up. Let's put another one up. Why don't Disney Princess and Purple Fairy have a chat? Because they would both like to go. And come up with a date between the two of you that's good for the two of you, and then I will try and fit into that. You've got to start with a date somewhere. So try for a date that gives me at least a month from now. So where are we now? My visit's going to be around the 12th of. Or should I come up with a date? My visit's going to be around the 12th of October. So perhaps we could be looking any time after November, December, January. Come up with a date and let me know.
January. After we get Christmas.
Ian, can you get me a strike your own on Thursday? I don't know because, pardon me, I've got children, grandchildren that I'm trying to put collections together for. And I don't know, I think you're only allowed one. I don't know, I've never been. I know a couple of the coin tubers are going and they're literally paying for the tickets to go round and round and round and round and round, so that they go round as fast as they can and get a strike your own, then go out and go back again and back again and back again. And I think each time it costs them, but I don't know. Tell them you're a coach driver, yeah. That'll be the one, isn't it? Tell them I'm a coach driver, and can I have one for all the people? No, I was going to make a joke then, but then that might be considered as non-PC for disabled people, even though I'm disabled. I'll say it anyway. What I was going to say was, I could tell them that I'm a coach driver, and I've got 64 disabled people out there with wheelchairs and sticks and walking sticks and crutches and all sorts of things. Some of them are mummified and all that kind of thing. So do you want me to bring them all in, or should I just take out 64 strike your owns to the bus? And they'd probably let me have them, because that's what they've been doing. You know, but no, that would be naughty and I wouldn't do it. Hello Jack, nice to see you. Nice to see you. Next year, yeah, okay, I'm up for next year. You know, let's make a booking for next year. January, February, why not? Less than an hour to go, still not sold out all the raffles, and we need to sell out all the raffles in order for Warren Lighty Collects to take over my live tomorrow for me. Nice to see you, Jack. So we covered postages. Anybody wants to know about postages, review the video afterwards. Fast forward to the bit that talks about postages. 4 PM, £50 draw. 4 PM, £50 draw. We have got one, haven't we? RM group rate is likely to be 2 for the price of 3. I like it. I like it a lot. Right, so let's see what we're going to do now. Show me one. Can I show me your stones that you've been doing? So I can talk about that. Can you give me a couple to show them?
Yeah, not quite finished. But
Yeah, just give me a couple to show them. So one of the things we're
just
doing,
a practice one.
some of you might have seen things, like if you go out walking and stuff now, they do something, that down here, they have equivalents all over the country, right? But down here, someone opened up a Facebook page called Dorset Rocks. And then what they'll do is they'll paint something on a stone, right? And they'll put Dorset rocks, and they'll paint a little. They'll paint. Oops. They'll put the Facebook details and stuff on the back. Then they go and plant the stone somewhere, and then you come along and you pick up the stone, which you found, say, in Dorset, and you're going back home to Sheffield. So you pick up the stone, you take it up to Sheffield, and you put it in a walkway, walk in the woods or something like that, and off you go, right? And these stones then travel all around the country. And someone started that idea off, and it took off, and it took off, and it took off. So there's probably a rocks, down here it's Dorset rocks, there might be a Sheffield rocks or whatever rocks up where you are, right? So anyway, taking that idea, Fran came up with the idea of, for the Gruffalo, what we'll do is, she's going up to the Gruffalo Trail in a couple of weeks, and there are different Gruffalo trails all over the country. But the particular Gruffalo trail she's going to, and she'll take a little video when she's there, she's painting up some rocks with the pictures from the Gruffalo series. So you've got, is that the owl? Is that an owl? What is it?
Of course it's
It is an owl. That's an owl.
Should I redo that one?
No. There's a snake. Now you have to bear in
No,
mind,
that's a worm.
it's only last night, she looked at me across from there and she said, "You really don't know anything about the Gruffalo, do you?" And I said, "No, I ain't got a clue." So she was giving me a synopsis of the story last night. I have absolutely no idea what the Gruffalo was all about. Never read it. I have no idea. Right, she's done that. And then there's another one with a fox on it. And, oh, that's the one with the Gruffalo. So she painted one with a Gruffalo on it. I just think that's brilliant, that one. That's the best one she's done out of the lot. That is well good. She painted the Gruffalo on it. Right. Now I'm going to do a fundraiser for Fran. And she's going to do a load of these stones, like these stones that she's made. And we'll auction them off and that there, because there'll be the Gruffalo stones from this stunt for
Yeah,
the
I like
trail.
doing pebble art.
Anyway, or the first ones. So she's going to hide these on the trail, on the Gruffalo trail. And then what we're going to do is we'll glue to the back here a little plastic pocket. Don't like using plastic, but a little plastic pocket. And inside that plastic pocket will be a note. And so when somebody finds a stone, they'll take out the note and they'll read the note, and the note will tell them that if they send this stone off to us here, they will get by return of post, there's a mouse, and they'll get by return of post, send us the stone that they've found, and they'll get by return of post a Gruffalo with a letter of provenance, right, and a Gruffalo coin, part of the stone. So she's going to hide half a dozen of these. So that'll be half a dozen that we're putting into circulation, but she's going to do it through hiding them through there, just for a little bit of a thing. And then, you know, we'll tell people, and then kids can go and they can look along the trail and maybe find one. That was Fran's idea, yeah.
Well, you see, when I took a photograph, it said I'm hiding this one, guess when I'm hiding it.
Yeah.
And a couple of people went.
Disney Princess says 25th of January is the Saturday between both of ours, Lighty Purple Fairy.
And I have.
Alright, so Disney's recommending the 25th of January. I could go with the 25th of January, probably. I'll check with Fran, because her birthday's the 18th.
Well, I love doing it anyway, just because.
At 19th.
You know? Let me see if I can find it for you.
Ocean's Gem. Ian, still excited to see what I won in the £200 Mission Box Traffic. Has it been processed yet? 15th of September. 15th of September. Have you hit that yet? Yeah. So you're working on the 30th. Do you know where you was this morning? Did you come in before
27th this morning.
Of?
September.
All right. So 15th is been done before today.
That was before I was home.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's been dealt with, Jack. So that could mean that yours is one of the ones that's been held up, which is what I was talking about earlier on when I was every single parcel, every single package that we sent out on the 28th of August, I think it was, 28th of August. Every single one, the entire day's work, gone, vanished, pinched, nicked. And we've had to replace every single one. So that's why people's deliveries have taken even longer, because if you imagine we send out 100 packets on a day, or 150 packets in a day, or packages or whatever, and the whole day's work has been stolen and has to be replaced, then That's 100 odd orders that have now got to come before any other orders that come in, because these are replacements. So we've got to get on that first, and then that means that's 100 orders we can't process, and that puts us behind and behind and behind. And that's what's happened over now. So we're now also, whilst we're trying to deal with the backlog of orders that we've got, we're also trying to deal with all of this amazing amount of post that seems to have just vanished into thin air. On top of that, we've got an awful lot of post that's been held up, and so many people are getting a £2 charge for underpaid postage, and then these people are going home and they're looking at it and they're counting up the stamps and they're working out for themselves that it's not underpaid. And none of us, including a couple of our customers that are postmen, none of us can work out why and how that is happening. And it's difficult to ignore when the conspiracy side of it, when you know that Ian's Glen mob, Change Checker and all that are in Poole, and it's Poole sorting office. We've had trouble with Poole sorting office for a couple of years because we've got someone there stealing parcels, we know that, but we can't get anybody to talk to us, nobody will have a meeting with us, none of the post office managers will take us seriously, won't even give us the time of day, can't even get a meeting with them, it's so blocked, can't get through to them. So we're still trying on that. We're going to take legal action against them because of it. Another war we've got to fight. But everything that got pinched and everything has to be replaced. And if it can't be replaced, that takes phone calls, which takes time. You've seen me make phone calls on the lives. And how long it takes, I've got to get through to people and say, I can't replace that, I'm sorry. I'm sold out of stock of that. So can I give you something else? And then we've got to, you know, it just goes ages and ages and ages. But the important thing is, every single one of you will not lose a single penny. We will replace every missing item, no matter how much it costs. Raffle prizes, Fran, says Madeleine. Yeah, that's a good idea, Madeleine. Maybe raffle prizes. But one of the things that don't know about Dorset rocks, but for sure Fran rocks. Oh, that's nice.
So then I can always just quickly go to it, not discuss.
They think they like your rocks, they like the pictures.
Oh, that's good. Thank you very much.
Chris says don't know about Dorset rocks, but for sure Fran rocks.
Oh, thanks, Chris.
You want me?
Yeah, that's what I just did.
I didn't know that, I thought you were talking to Fran.
Oh, he was whilst he was waiting for you.
Yeah.
You have to let me know you want my attentions.
In regards to the provenance things,
Yes,
am I having one folder for the coins and one folder for the packaging?
I think we should.
Yeah, so I'll print out 2 invoices.
Because there's going to be too many of them. It's like, there's going to be 500 for the Peter Rabbit, 750 for Gruffalo, and then we're on to 2,000 of each, so yeah.
Yeah, I only meant like, say if the same person has bought one coin, one packaging, obviously then we'll be sending out 2 packages. So it's up to you. Because if we're sending them at the same time.
No, we'll match them up, but again, if you've got them in separate books, it'll be easy to find the numbers. Yeah, so the people that have bought the same number, we can flick through, take it out of there, take it out of there. Yeah.
No worry. Did you find it?
No.
Class night
Realised
tonight,
where it
yes it is. Class night tonight, Fran.
It's on.
They're
thank
reminding
you.
us.
Oh yeah.
So?
Hi Hannah.
It's on my old.
Gypsies, tramps and
And
thieves, excellent.
Because I've transferred over. I don't know.
Yeah, the mouse was cute, wasn't it, on the rock?
It's from
Is that
there.
an iPhone as well?
Yeah.
Jack LeBreton, okay. I haven't had notice for that one of posting tracker, but you never know, it might happen, but don't worry about it. And John Gamble says, in the Royal Mail, a business partner of 288 Group. Yeah, I know, it's like, I mean, you know, on the one hand, common sense and logic wants to tell your brain that don't be silly. There's no such thing as that kind of conspiracy. It can't happen in this day and age. There's a serious logical part of your brain telling you that you're being silly, even thinking about it. But then there's another part of the brain that goes, that, you know, how many of these coincidences do you want to ignore? You know, and the fact is that they're all coming out at the same time. I mean, on top of all of this, we've also had issues with our suppliers, MNI. That's been caused by Ian Glen. Putting pressure on MNI not to sell us certain products and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's what I have to do.
You know, because Ian Glen goes and has lunch and dinner with the owner of MNI.
You assume that it's
And I've got all that to deal with as well.
a lot of stuff on old iPhones, like if you didn't tick the box to automatically upload to iCloud, then it You need to load it to your laptop then.
Okay. Thank you.
Actually, this tracking says delivered, but nothing turned up. I think it says delivered because the order was all raffle numbers, but no physical items turned up. Well, that's quite true, Jack. You know, because every single one of the raffle items have to be marked as shipped. Then, of course, you run into a little issue where, when somebody buys a raffle number and a Gruffalo, for example, on the same order, it's all going to be marked as shipped. But of course, how's the Gruffalo shipped? It's not shipped. You know, so then there's that. But again, that helps with having these lives, because then I get people like you, Jack, come on almost in a real-time scenario, saying, you know, and asking questions. What about this, Ian? What about that, Ian? And you're able to get an answer immediately, instead of bombarding John with emails that he can't answer for four days. So, you know, this helps in that way, I guess. Okay, so we need to have a £50, so let's have a £50, and as Judith says, let's say Fran rocks. So it hasn't been shipped yet then, no. If you're talking about anything to do with Gruffalo, no. None of the Gruffalo coins, none of the Gruffalo packaging have been sent. We will send them out as we launch it. Everybody will get it at the same time. You and the volunteers, everybody will get it at the same time. Then what you want to do with yours is entirely up to you. So everybody just write Fran rocks for the moment if you'd like to be entered into the £50. Nice to see you, Shane.
Take baby boy out. Okay.
Yeah. Just got in there in time, Ailey. Anyone else? Anyone else want to enter? Fran rocks is what you enter. We'll give it a little few more seconds, is because of the time delay. See you in a minute. Lovely bundles. So we'll just give that a couple of minutes. No, that's not what I want. I want that. I just got to look for something. Somebody that's not happy. There was a user, Jack Mills, and I think do you remember that name, Warren? Jack Mills? Because I remember that name. It's somebody that you deleted their comments or blocked them. Maybe they came on, they wasn't too happy. Maybe they should have been left. Maybe they should have been let to ask their questions. Because I just got a question from someone named Jack Mills going 10165. I've been waiting 2 months. I would like to cancel now. So that's obviously someone that's not getting the information or taking any notice of our updates. And I recognise that name as somebody that came on and got had their comment deleted or something. But if there is anybody called Jack Mills watching, come on and I will gladly answer you. Otherwise, you'll have to wait and let John deal with your email. Yeah, I think you're in it, Disney, because I saw yours up there. But unfortunately, that's what happens. You see, sometimes people get the ump and they don't know what's going on. But I do remember seeing that name come up and noticing that the comment has been deleted by the moderators at the time, so maybe that person had come on and made an unpleasant comment instead of just asking. Natasha Braid. By the way, the coins that we are adding, that the Royal Mint are not releasing, if you notice that we haven't got one up there, let us know. Because there'll be a couple that we've missed off. I don't know how many listings we've got at the moment, but I don't think we've got all of them. If I blocked it, would have been after giving a warning and timeout. If they then continue to be I then block. Yeah, no, I'm not arguing with the way that you do it. I think the way you do it is great, Warren. It's just that I just put the 2 and 2 together and thought, oh, that probably wasn't, you know, that probably was somebody with a genuine complaint, and I could have dealt with it over the air rather than have them email in and be even more umpier. It's only because they don't understand. Once people understand, people are generally okay. How many tickets we got left? $11 for the Gruffalo cufflinks. The Gruffalo cufflinks, they're worth buying all the tickets for. Trying to avoid cutting the grass, Marie is. I wish I could cut my grass, it's too wet. And it needs cutting badly. Shane says, will you be getting stock of the new Christmas theatre coins that are being released? I don't know, Shane. I mean, we've already had our Paddington delivery interrupted, you know, and we've now got customers like this chap that's writing in, not too happy. Quite rightly so, you know, I wouldn't be too happy either. But we do know that it's being interfered with. Our supplies being interfered with, and our deliveries are being interfered with. And we're still managing to trade and stick it to them. Don't matter how much they interfere with us. We're getting there. Points have been added to Natasha. Cheapest I've found them is £30 a set, says Steve. I haven't found them anywhere yet. General Lee says, how President Trump, we all hope President Trump gets covered in hail and probably makes him sting a bit. Keep America white. General Lee is somebody we don't want back again. Ian, are you getting any more 50p's this year? I missed out this time. Santa 50p's this year. I missed out this time. Well, we will be. I will be trying. If you're talking about the snowman or Santa. Oh, them Father Christmas ones I had from Gibraltar. I don't know. If I get offered some more, I'll take them, but I haven't been offered any. Things like that are a bit difficult to get. I tell you what I have got though, just came in this morning, for those whose parcels have been held up because we run out of stock. Some of you, I ran out of stock of the penguin set and I had to replace that with other things, right? And then I found out I was getting another delivery. So there's about half a dozen of you that I kept the order back because you had a penguin set on it, and I've kept that back. And we just had a delivery in this morning, 100 sets. So if anybody's wanting a penguin set, now you can go and buy them. And if you're waiting for a penguin set, it's there. And you've got another code, TUES 4430. TUES 4430. Marie says, that'll be what's happened to mine. Could be, Marie. They've just come in today. 11 Gruffalo left, 70 for the £150 worth of points for 150 a ticket, and there's only 70 left. I can't believe you haven't bought all those tickets today. Can't believe you haven't bought all those tickets. Judith loves her Father Christmas. They should make a Scrooge coin. That'd be good. POIM. Don't know what that is, sorry Suzanne. Yeah, so I'm not quite putting up the raffles that you want then in order to get you all to buy the tickets in one day. What kind of raffle do you want? Maybe you don't like raffles. Maybe you want me to stop doing the raffles. Hello Kian. I don't know. Trying to get to a nice sort of even thing where we can put a raffle up of some description, sell it all in one day. I really thought the Gruffalo and mystery pair of cufflinks would sell out, so did I. I thought they'd sell out, especially when I made a mistake and added another set of flipping cufflinks to it, which I didn't mean to do. But once I told her to do it, that was it, she did it. Too late to take it off then. So, and we've got excellent, excellent. Just texted me, right? This is a person I'm going with, or meeting there, who organised it all for me, which I'm really grateful for. Just watching a bit of your video from lunchtime. You will get in the Mint Saturday as booked in my name, so they won't know to expect you or the time we're going. Excellent. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Until numbers go up, why not try 50 ticket raffles? Well, here's the reason, Chris. I'm trying to keep the ticket price down. So if I put up 150 quid, for example, and we only do 50 tickets, I've got to charge £3 a ticket. And suddenly when you start charging higher prices for the tickets, £3, £5, you know, we're all used to, traditionally in this country anyway, we're all used to raffles down the pub and so on, you know, how much are the tickets? Oh, £5 for a pound. How much are the tickets? 50p each. Do you know what I mean? Someone comes round doing a raffle when we're at a pub on a night out and they come round and start saying, how much are the tickets? Oh, £3.50 each. You're going to go, yeah, go and run. Jog on. Do you know what I mean? So it's trying to keep the tickets at a low enough price, but to get you interested enough to want to buy all the tickets that are in there. So, I mean, I have taken away the restriction on how many tickets anyone's allowed to buy. So you can buy as many tickets as you want now, you know, and that's the case for all the raffles. I thought it was a good idea to make it only maximum of 10, but at the end of the day, if someone wants to spend all their points or all their money buying all the tickets in a draw, that has to be up to them. It's not for me to dictate, I suppose. And at the same time, it might help finish off a raffle so we can get it done and dusted and get another one put up. But I want to get it to a point. What I'd like to do is I'd like to have a point where I'm putting up a raffle and you're going on there and clearing it out straight away. Now I've got it right. What I don't want to do is be pushing raffle tickets. That's not what I want to do. So I obviously ain't got it quite right. But how do I find that balance? Maybe I can do 50 at 150 a ticket, for example, but the prize would only be 75 quid. But that's why we did 40 tickets for the cufflinks. Yeah, we caused a bit of confusion with that. Bungle, high and by. Can't stop, see you all later. Oh, thanks, Bungle. Suzanne, they're showing us sold out. What's showing us sold out? Not too sure what's showing us sold out. Amy's going to have a look in a second. And I can't do more than 100 tickets. So I can't do 200 tickets at 50p each, for example. That doesn't work. You know, there's only certain ways I can tweak the raffle system to work. Ian, Jack Martin. Ian, can you use more than 1 points vouchers at once? I've got 7,500 points, but there's not a voucher currently for £75. Could I use a 50 and a 25, or do I use them separately? No, you have to use them separately, and you don't get any change out of a voucher. And once you change your points into a voucher, you've got some kind of a time limit on when you use the voucher. So I always say to people, leave the points in there like a bank account. Just leave them in there until you're ready to spend them. When you're ready to spend them, how much do you want to spend? If you want to spend 45 quid, then get a £50 voucher. But you're going to waste a fiver, so go and buy something else for a fiver. Because if you buy something for 40 quid on a £50 voucher, you won't get any change. So I try and encourage people to spend over the voucher, not to get money out of them as such, but I mean, that's nice, but it's more to the point of helping you be able to use your entire voucher. If you turn points into a £50 voucher, you want 50 quid worth of product, don't you? But you won't get £50 worth of product. If you spend 40 quid on that voucher, the voucher won't hold over the tenner. So it's a good idea to do it that way. And, apologies for this, but you can't use more than one voucher at a time. Our system won't allow it, and that's not me. I'm glad of it, but it is actually not me that set it that way. That's the Shopify system that's all set up that way. You can only use one voucher at a time, one voucher code at a time. It doesn't give you the facility to put in more than one voucher code, which I'm actually grateful for, because that would be expensive. And if that was to happen, I wouldn't give away the vouchers that I give away. It would be counterproductive. Live figure is a hard one to get right. Yeah, Chris, I agree with you. Yeah, so how are we doing on that? I put it on the chat. Did you? I didn't see it. Where's Amy's thing? Ah, there we go. 11 Gruffalo tickets, 34 silver proof, 70, 150 points. But there's been some more sales, so there will be less than that. Right, so that's where we are on that. What is the time limit once you've redeemed the code? I don't know, but it's not very long, Kian, but, you know, why redeem the code? I don't understand why somebody would redeem a code, turn it into a voucher, and then leave it for a week before spending it. There's no point. It's almost like I've got to turn my points into a voucher in case I lose it. Well, you can't lose it. Your points in there, doesn't matter how long your points are in there. Your points could be in there for 5 years. You still can use them. Hello to Ella. Nice to see you. Purple Fairy, I will be 100% honest. I know you have awful luck with a post, but I dare not spend any money till I have my order, and I know I got an awesome bargain. Totally understand that, Purple Fairy. Totally understand that. If you want to text me, so I know who it is exactly I'm talking to, because who I thought you was, you told me wasn't. So that did me head in. So now I don't know who I'm talking to, but if you texted me, I would tell you. If you're who I think you are, you should be due a parcel today or tomorrow, because I know one went out. Why is my order still saying unfulfilled, John Benson? Don't know why this one's showing as unfulfilled. This is the one where you just bought tickets, John. I'm going to mark it as fulfilled now because it just happens to be in front of me and I've looked it up. But it's only because Logan hasn't come to it yet. But it makes no difference as to the fact of whether those tickets are valid. You know, I should just mark it as fulfilled, that's all. Because there's nothing to fulfill, it's the raffle. Ah, it wasn't who I thought it was. Thank you, Purple Fairy. Have a little look into that. Just remind me which one we're talking about. Track and trace. On the 20th of September. Who was that? Purple Fairy. Right then, Purple Fairy, I've just printed that off, thank you very much, and I will look into that. Again, no reason why that shouldn't be delivered, because we've dealt with them, you know. That's obviously been posted, it's been posted, it was posted on the 20th. That's the day that it went into the post office, and there the information stops. As in all red labels, that's where the information stops, and all you get next is it was signed for. You get no tracking whatsoever. This is one of them bloody packages that's probably gone missing. But as I keep saying, I'll replace it, every single one. Are you sure there is a time limit? The £100 voucher stated for a limited time, but wasn't that just because you were only offering a concept? No. What we're talking about, Chris, is Chris Spree saying, "Am I sure about the £100 voucher?" No. We're not talking about the vouchers that I give away. We're talking about offering the concept of honour about trying to. Yeah, well, you're right. I am offering that, and we are going to take it away. We're going to take off the £100 voucher. In fact, that's coming off now. I've been telling everybody it's coming off. Been warning everybody it's coming off. Now you've reminded me it's coming off now. Please take off and delete the £100 voucher. That can be redeemed with points. Yeah, I've been saying that's going to come off. But any of the vouchers, when you redeem your points and you get a voucher code, that voucher code will only stay live for a limited time. I didn't realise that at first, but it does. It only stays live for a limited time. So a couple of people have redeemed their points into a voucher code and then not used it. Waited a week, and then of course, well, the voucher code runs out, and they wonder why they can't use the voucher. So only do it when you want to use it. Bear with me a sec. Yeah, so that'll be coming off shortly. Dragonlord says 4,000 of each will enter circulation in Guernsey, yet Collectology has 4,995 sets in their capsule sets. Then of course all the sets that Westminster have. Yeah, it's all the same company, it's all Tight Egg Group. Looks like the Monopoly team gets a much larger share of the coins than the island that they are produced for. Absolutely. Judith says, my order also says unfulfilled, which was Q and Gruffalo ticket. That's right, Judith, they will all be. Read the descriptions on it. Should say in the descriptions that we won't send them out until we launch each one. So when we've launched each one, we send them all out. Lightly, Andy, and please look back. I wonder whether the person redeemed the voucher, but then the concept voucher was taken down before they used it. No, because I've literally only just sent a text to remove the £100 voucher. Thank you, just waiting on the bunch strings out. My order is complete. Yeah. Okie dokie. If it doesn't arrive by the end of this week, Kian, then talk to us, and it looks like it might be another replacement. Chris, it would be, but the 100 is still on the site, I believe. Yeah, at the moment it is, but it's going to be removed as soon as Roger can remove it. Thank you very much, Logan. Ian, could you not do 1 day a week, starting at 2 and finishing at 7, instead of starting at 12, to give people that have to work a chance to see the end of your stream? Well, no, where did I get up to? I'm trying to get more cover to do my streams, starting at 2 and finishing at 7 instead of, you know, my wife wouldn't allow me, Belfast, and quite rightly so. She doesn't like it when work starts to interfere with evening time. You know, 6 o'clock is is when the working day finishes, and I don't like to go in. I'm too old now and too tired to go into the evenings. But I am going to do better. We are looking at coin jockeys. I'll go over that again in a minute because you missed some of that. Ian, my Bolton print still hasn't arrived. Maybe they are taking prints as well as coins. Well, to be honest with you, I was replacing an order this morning for David Lister, so, and that contained prints, and I know that's not one that got missed. I know that's one that I posted because I did it. I can't really keep up with all the comments. I'm logging off now. Did I get Ian's shirt? As will pay before I go. Many thanks, Lorna Jones. Right, Lorna, if you're still there, thank you, Lorna. Bless your heart. How much are we up to? Do you know, Warren? Because let's do that. Lorna's been in on this right from the moment I started off. So we will do it now, and so that nobody's bid any higher, I don't think. So we'll make Lorna the winner. How much was it, Lorna? Did you go up to? £35, Lorna has won it. Thank you very much, Lorna. Bless you. What would you like me to say on it? And I'll write it down, because then I'll write what you want me to write on it. Do you want me to write to Lorna? And a little message. Someone out there really doesn't like us. They keep on confiscating our stuff. Oh my God, you have no idea, Jack, how much. Yep, that's you, Lorna. Bless your heart. Thank you very much. I'll wash it first and then sign it for you. What's it going to be? Your evening shirt. Fran does that sometimes. She'll put a shirt on as her evening shirt just to sit and lounge about watching the TV. So, Ian's shirt to Lorna Jones. There it is. Thank you very much, Lorna. You're a darling. Dragon Lord Steve Fraser. My special delivery arrived today, no problem. So a few are sneaking out. That's fantastic. You know, I mean, we've been getting reports of deliveries that people saying are missing, etc., just suddenly turning up. Or turning up, there's £2 bloody charge on it. Got it, Lorna. Thank you. Let's just mark that as fulfilled so I know it's not going to get in the way. Lorna Jones. It will be sent special delivery, Lorna. We ain't taking a chance it's going to get nicked. Special delivery. Give me a couple of days to stick it through the washer. In fact, I'll do a wash in a minute when I get off the live. Get it washed and dried tonight. Hopefully get it out to you tomorrow. And I can't believe that you did it. Thank you very much. Just sign it in. Okie dokie. I will do. Hannah's missed the post, so she's off the sorting office tomorrow, as I know it's from you. I hate it when people have to go out and pick up their stuff. I'm really sorry about that. Nationwide Coin Hunt also got some stuff today. Oh, that's brilliant. So that's about 3 or 4 people got some stuff today. That is just excellent. Hannah, they'll probably charge you like mine did, I argued. Just, yeah. Don't get into any arguments, though. I mean, it's just stress, isn't it? Just pay it and tell me. Email John and let us just give you the money back. Ian, will you be getting any more A to Z 10p's in 2019? We have got some in, Jack. The ones I've got in, I've got most of them in stock. There's some I haven't, but most I have. The ones I'm advising people to buy, because I've got them at the cheapest and I've got a lot of them, that's why they're cheaper, is your 2019 X, J, K and M. M for Mike, K for Kilo, J for Juliet and X for X-ray. They're the 4 that I've got that you can buy right now. and they're not that expensive because I've got a few in. When I run out, when I get low, then the price starts going up because it's all about supply and demand. I got some today, but not from TGBCH. Sorry, you didn't stock what I wanted. No problem, mate. You know, I'm not the only retailer out there. I often say, buy it off someone else. It's not too far down the road from Hannah, so that's all right. You know what I'm going to have to do? I'm going to have to start keeping a running total, aren't I? Because it is going to be interesting to get a year down the road and say, do you know what? Every time I sold my shirt over the last year, we raised this much money from it. That would be interesting. So I might have to start keeping a book. John Benson, what is happening with my order, Ian? Still not received it. Which order are we talking about, John? I see you just placed another one. And John, you're not using your voucher codes. Save yourself some money. Marie says he'll be naked in a year. Yeah. That was 37 years ago, roughly. I used to be a stripper. I don't think I'll be doing that again. It was fun though while it lasted, but I don't think I'll be doing that ever again. Not my age anyway. So, okay, let me go over the quick postage again for people like John and others that have just joined us and are not too sure. Well, you can buy a hat to cover your modesty.
Yeah, you can leave your hat on.
Shane says, undated 20p order, being tempted for ages, but the £100 voucher being took off has just made my mind up for me. That's it, get in there. Don't mess about. Well said, Fran. Somebody heard you say something to me.
Oh,
So,
you can keep your hat on.
see you later, Angela. So the thing about the postage, right? So those people that don't know about the postage, Kelly stayed up for 8 hours over the weekend on her own time, not as a request by me. She just had a bee in her bonnet and decided she was going to check all the tracking numbers that she's been dealing with and keeping all the postage receipts for. So she sat and she typed them in with a piece of paper on her own, right? And she wrote them all down, and she started dealing with them all, right? And each one that was missing, she wrote it down. And when she checked another one that was missing, she wrote it down. She got page after page after page after page. Every single delivery, John, every single delivery from the 28th of August, every ounce of work that was done that day, everything that was wrapped, packed and posted that day vanished, gone into thin air, disappeared. Nobody knows where it is. We've had thousands, when I say thousands, I seriously mean thousands of pounds worth of deliveries gone. People that bought off us on that mad weekend, thinking, oh yeah, this is too good to be true, I'm never going to get my stuff. A couple of people didn't. So they probably think we're a load of rip-off merchants until they get in touch, and then they let us know, and then we have to make them wait and wait and wait, and then we go, all right, we'll replace it. Everybody will get replaced. It's not a question of making sure that you get whatever you pay for. That is just never, ever, ever been in question with us for 7 years, from the very first coin we ever sold. If something goes missing, we've self-insured because we know the post office won't pay. So we've always self-insured. But it's now, in the last month, got to ridiculous levels. I mean, we're talking about thousands of pounds worth. And of course, if we then have to replace 100 missing parcels, well, that's 100 parcels that can't get wrapped and packed off the system because we've taken the time up to deal with those 100 parcels that we're now replacing, and so these orders are now later and later and later and later. Whatever you do, it becomes an issue. So we've got this to deal with on top. So not only do we have somebody nicking parcels, which we've had for a couple of years, by the way, and complained about this for several years. Not only do we have somebody nicking parcels, we now have somebody interfering with parcels, labelling up all your parcels as underpaid to make you pay £2 extra. Then you go home and you sit there with a little pen and paper or a calculator and you add up how much the stamps come to on that parcel, and you check online and find out how much the cost is for that parcel, and you find out that we put more money in stamps on the parcel than what the postage actually costs. There's always a few pence more than what the postage costs. Never under, always more. And yet you've got these tickets telling you it was underpaid and you've got to pay £2 postage. And we've had about 50 of those in the last 10 days. Now it's gone up to about 50. Yeah, okay, got that, Warren. Let's check up on this last couple of. Yeah, as Anna says, could understand it if it was a Christmas rush. I know, it's ridiculous. Have you considered switching, says Shane. Yeah, we're talking about it now, mate. Purple Fairy says it sucks for you and the customers. Yeah, not many, because people then come back to us. Ian, instead of using stamps on your postage, why not use a business paid label? Good idea, John, and something we are now looking into. But you know, if we're going to go down that road, then we'll set up an account with the post office and we'll get them to come and pick the mail up. But it doesn't matter about that. Doesn't matter about the franking machine. Doesn't matter about having an account with them. It doesn't matter about all of that. If they don't find the person that's nicking the parcels, it doesn't matter whether I frank them, whether they pick them up. Doesn't matter if I put the stamps on them. The parcels, everything goes from Weymouth. There's no sorting office in Weymouth anymore. There was, and it's still here, but it's not used as a sorting office. Same in Dorchester. They've got a huge sorting office in Dorchester. It's not used as a sorting office anymore. All of the post from Weymouth and Dorchester, it goes to Dorchester, where it's put on a lorry and it's taken straight to Poole. There is no sorting at Dorchester or Weymouth anymore. It doesn't matter how we do it, it's still going to go to Poole, where you've got somebody that's just watching. So we're trying all sorts of different things. We're putting different return address labels on. Everything that went out yesterday had a different return address label on it. Everything that went out today had an even different return address label on it. Tomorrow there will be a separate return address label on it. You know, everybody punch up. Everybody punch up Amazing Amy for the last 50 quid. Amazing Amy for the last 50 quid. Nice to see you, Polly. Come back again. Everybody punch up Amazing Amy if you want to win 50 quid. How are we doing with Paddington Bear, mate? Lousy at the moment, Lee, because we've had our supply interfered with, but we're working on it. Ever thought of a courier? Yes, Will. Too expensive. I used to be one. Amazing Amy for your last 50 quid. And Amy needs to get off, so we're going to close this off really quickly. You've got not very long. I'm going to count down from 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, quick, 4,
3, 2, 1.
3,
2, 1.
2,
One.
1. Okay, that's it, stop there. So we'll have that last one, then I can get off now, and thank everybody so much for sticking with it all day again. That was amazing. Absolutely amazing. Warren will let us have a little winner. That person go off and spend 50 quid. You'll see Warren tomorrow. And Amy will be backing Warren up. Andrew will be moderating. And that'll be great. Thank you and all your crew. That's very kind of you. Thank you, Jack. Remember class night. Absolutely, class night. Babes?
Yes.
We ain't going to forget tonight. We're going. And we're going to go in there with our tails between our legs and a big apology to the teacher. So thanks everybody. Just wait for Warren before you go to let you know who won. Thank you, John. Looking forward to it tonight. Oh, who won it? Chris. Cool, it came up so fast I didn't see it. Oh, there it is. Chris Dyer, you are the winner. Chris Dyer! Chris Dyer, the bandit. He's only had it off again, hasn't he? Amy, can you give that to Chris Dyer? 50 quid, and then that's you done for the evening. Thanks very much to everybody else for joining us. And please come along and join Warren tomorrow, which will be great. Yep, doing it now. Bye all. Lovely. Thanks very much. Thanks for making me bubble again. See you later. Bye for now.